This is probably the most discussed topic within sustainability professionals responsible for ESG reporting. And it is also probably the most important thing you need to do, even if you're not responsible for reporting, because it is the basis for everything else. Today's video is about the impacts, risks, and opportunities, or in short, IROs, of a company. Today I'm going to show my process to develop these, which I also discussed with many other sustainability professionals. I will show you my shortcuts, the blueprint I have for setting up the impacts, risks, and opportunities, IROs, and how I prepare to involve different internal and external stakeholders. But first, let's remind ourselves what the IROs, the impacts, risks, and opportunities, really are. The impacts look at how a company is impacting our world. This could be in a good or in a bad way, and it could include all social, environmental, or governance topics. The company could, for example, pollute the environment, but then on the other side, on a positive impact, could help people find a good job. In contrast to that, the risks and opportunities look at how the changing world could impact the business of the company. For example, more frequent flooding might threaten the production side of a company, but also new opportunities could arise from changes in climate or in social topics. And here we see how important this step actually is. Which company would not want to know about the risks and opportunities for their business, but how to find out about all these risks and opportunities as well as the impacts. I like to have a structure for that, and luckily the ESRS are providing the AR16 resource. Sounds a bit strange, but I can really use that and go step by step and see that I'm not forgetting something. Of course, this might not capture all the relevant topics for each of the industries or companies, but then I can also add additional ones, and I also can have a look at the SASB standards, which sometimes offer additional topics. I can also scan through ESG reports of competitors or of other players in the industry related to my industry and see what other topics they came up with. There I can also use AI support, of course, helping me to scan the reports and to find the topics that are relevant. As for the IROs, I have to assess the whole value chain and also the different stakeholders that are somehow affected by my business. And I made videos about that. You can have a look at those, can pause this video and return later. As for developing the IROs for the company, I start by asking internal experts about which risks and opportunities they see and which impacts they also see. I note these all down and bring them into a format that can be used later for evaluation. It is important to formulate the IROs in a way that is clear to understand, that is detailed enough to make it applicable for the company, and that is also accessible. And I developed a blueprint for formulating my impacts first, and then also a blueprint for the risks and opportunities. But let's start with the impacts. My blueprint for that is: why are we causing something? With which action are we causing it? And what will happen afterwards? One by one, I go to all the topics and subtopics of the AR16 list, which I have also enlarged by some other topics. And sometimes I add several impacts per topic, but sometimes I cannot think of any impact arising from that topic. And that is fine for now. I also define whether the impact is an actual or potential one, and at what step of the value chain it might arise. Might it be at one of our suppliers, or might it be at one of our customers, or in our case, patients. And then I do the same for the risks and opportunities. Now I'm one step ahead because I know already the impacts, and sometimes it develops risks and opportunities out of impacts that I'm generating with the business. So my blueprint for the risks and opportunities is: what causes the risks and opportunity? And how does it impact our business? If I can quantify that, the better. If not, we will do it later in the assessment together with other colleagues. What helped me a lot to come up with these IROs is to look at the IROs of other sustainability managers who were willing to share those, as well as looking at the CSRD reports that are already out on the market and to see at least their material risks and opportunities, to get some guidelines from them. Also, discussing the risks and opportunities and the impacts with other sustainability managers helped me a lot to understand them better and to challenge them, even if it was from a different industry. After having done all this manually first. I then start to ask AI for all the missing impacts, risks, and opportunities, and to check whether I've been right, whether I've forgotten something. And I found out that this works best if I go step by step. So asking always about one topic or subtopic, and ask for all the risks, impacts, and opportunities that arise from this subtopic. I pasted some of my prompts into the video description. I found that the AI answers were usually more general, but sometimes I discovered something I had forgotten and which was relevant for us as well. And as nothing beats human discussion, the next step is some step that I really like, and this is to go through the IROs that I discovered with our internal experts and discuss their relevance and assess them in a pre-assessment, and also discuss the IROs with other experts I can get hold of. Both of these groups usually make great additions and changes, and it gets a more round picture of everything. With this pre-assessment, I can eliminate some of the IROs already and do not need to take them to the workshops where I want to involve more people as a group. Limiting the work they have to do will also limit the time needed for it. And as we know, people are very busy. They are very happy about not spending too much time. How I prepare these workshops then, involving many people and the top list of the IROs, I will share in a different video. And if you don't want to miss that, I would recommend you to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you won't miss any future video about that. And if you're looking for some tips on how to map your value chain, which is very important for the impacts, risks, and opportunities, I would recommend you to watch this video next.